Okay.
David Schachter. And then Guy's going to come up and just introduce the committee
Okay.
and then adjourn.
Okay.
He took me at the beginning. He said, I'm going to show you what I told you. He walked up and he stood around there in the
Can
stadium.
you hear us?
And he opened that
Yeah,
door,
we're ready.
and he expected, he expected us to be.
Welcome, everybody. Glad to see so many folks here today. If all the board members could please take their seats, we can get started. I'd like to welcome those who are streaming today, too. We're glad to have you all. And I don't know that we have welcomed you before because it's not always been on, but we're glad to have you. Let's start our meeting with a moment of silence, but let me remind you that this is the Christmas season, and there are many folks who are less fortunate than we are, and I'm sure that they need our prayers and our support, so keep that in mind. Let us have a moment of silence, please. Amen. Call the meeting to order. Madam Secretary, do we have a quorum?
We do, sir.
Good. Okay. Got a note here.
Cell phone.
Oh, okay, got you. Call to, you've all gotten the minutes of the last meeting of November. Were there any corrections or changes that you'd like to make? If not, they stand approved as you received them. Treasurer's report. Marie?
Good morning. We began the month with $141,145. We had income for the Employee Appreciation Fund of $22,800, $50 for a memorial leaf, and interest income of $86. We spent $200 on Christmas gifts for the piano player and the leader of the chorus at their Christmas show, leaving us a balance of $163,880. Are there any questions?
The EAF, is that $148,000 balance?
Yes.
EAF, we have $148,000 balance that we're going to be passing out to employees.
We are. We have 279 employees as of today. And there's a strong possibility that we will get some more onboarded. So Sarah Hester tells me, but that's a good number. So we are in the process now of getting the checks ready to distribute.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I hope everyone has a very blessed Christmas and a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. Scott, do you have a report?
Good morning, everyone. Now it's on, right? Okay. Hiring update. We have hired a new restaurant manager. So yippee. He is local, and he will be starting December 29th. He comes to us with the last 10 years experience as a general manager in the restaurant, or in the Red Lobster and O'Charlie restaurant chains. He's currently one of the managers at the Red Lobster, and he says that he sees a few of you on Sunday afternoons on occasion. So we're excited to have him. His name is Chris, and we think he's going to be a great fit. So 20 supervisors, I put it in the link, but I'll share a little bit more about it. 20 supervisors and above from our team spent yesterday at Hopewell Farms at a leadership retreat. Pretty rustic experience if you've ever been to Hopewell, but it was really a lot of fun. We did have our trainer from Axe Corporate University. Axe has their own training arm, and she came down from Pennsylvania, put an agenda together, and did some advanced testing of us through a survey and things, and we found out a lot about each other as personal management styles as well as our team management style. So we know better how to interact with each other as a team, which will help us do a better job serving you. So we're excited about things to come. It was a great experience. That was only possible because of the Professional Development Fund. That's a new donor fund that a resident donated to that allowed us to book the place, the Hopewell Farms, food. We didn't have to pay to have the trainer because that's an Axe team member, but anything associated with cost was through the development fund. Now Axe, and this will be in the Ask the Director report as well because it's been a question given to me. Axe does provide professional development dollars to communities, but it's somewhat limited. I want us to be able to grow more as a team than the Axe budget allows. So if we have donor dollars available and someone donates towards them, we're going to take advantage and help grow our team. So very thankful for that. The Ask the Director report will be sent out later today to the district representatives, and then they'll forward it on. Something to keep in mind, Willowbrook Court. Currently, we are in masks. The staff team members are, due to a positive team member about a week ago. So another week without any positives. We've had no positive residents. But another week without any positives and we'll be able to stop wearing masks. But if you're going to visit there, just consider wearing a mask just to be safe. Resident Christmas gifts, you all know what those are. They're the same as last year. Will be passed out next Wednesday, December 17th, probably around 11:30. So I've asked our team to dress festive, so be on the lookout for some singing, music coming down the halls, an occasional outfit or two. So it should be a lot of fun. We love seeing you if you're home in your apartments. We will have a forum this month, and it will take place next Thursday, December 18th at 3:30. So we will be having a forum. I did arrange for for Representative Lee Hawkins and Senator Drew Eccles. They came to our community this week, met with the executive board members that were available, and a couple of others of us. They gave us updates on anything that they see coming up in the next session that will impact the senior living industry. They don't see anything major coming. They are very in support of our industry, and they're great representatives for us, I feel. Anna and I will continue to build relationships with them so that, you know, when we need their help, we can reach out to them and their aides and tell them, another thing that we want to do is use them to be able to use us as a resource. There's nothing better than when a legislative representative calls you and says, hey, I don't know what this means. Can you tell me about this? That's a great opportunity for us to educate them so that they can speak positively about us. And then lastly, last Friday, I was honored to be sworn in as a board member of Leading Age Georgia. Leading Age Georgia is a business that represents CCRCs and some nursing homes and some assisted living facilities in the state of Georgia, and I'm now on their board. So I will represent us and do what I can to make sure that we are taken care of. So that's all I have. Thank you very much.
I know all of you are pleased that the parking lot in East has been completed. I'd like to congratulate the maintenance committee and the maintenance staff here for getting that done. In spite of the rain, I think we had ample parking for Thanksgiving Day, and we got the numbers painted on the next day once it dried out. So that was a blessing that we managed to get that done. Thank you all. This month, we are going to start with the bylaws procedures for voting for approving the changes. The bylaws committee has presented some changes that they have approved. This board has approved those same changes, but only the members, the residents, can actually officially approve changes to the bylaws. And so district reps, I'm going to get you involved in this. We're going to send you a cover letter that's going to point out the changes in summary of what's going to be changed and how to get your ballot put into a box that's going to be on the main desk out where Julia is. And we want this done by January the 10th. And we'll be sending out that notice in about 10 days. And along with that, we're going to also send to you district reps the actual bylaws with the changes in red in case anybody in your area would like a copy. You will have it, and you can send it to them by email. And for those of you who don't have email, we'll leave it up to you to decide how you're going to get it to them. So that's your choice.
Do husband and wife vote or just one unit vote?
Husband and wife both get a vote. And there will be 2 ballots attached to the cover letter, which you could cut with a pair of scissors. We ask that people do honor the fact that 1 vote per person. I know you can copy a ballot and you can stuff it, but please just make it 1 at a time. There's nothing controversial in the bylaws, so I don't think there's any problem with that. Any questions in that area? Okay, we will move on with committee reports. The bylaws committee didn't meet, so they are not going to be reporting today. But Judy Lee, culinary.
Good morning. Just a few things from the culinary meeting on December 3rd. Excuse me, my voice is a little weak this morning. Mountain View menu format, we're continually reviewing and changes made in the number of healthy choices and focus on consistency based on the resident comments we've received in the comment cards. We're currently showing about 25% of the resident diners are preferring the buffet still. We'll continue to monitor that. Chefs continue to train in our Ruby program. That's our online culinary education program. 5 of our employees have completed the first course, and 1 employee has completed the second course as well. Information that we received on the comment cards has pointed out that the bistro, the to-go items needed some attention, so that will be a focus going forward for us. Also, kitchen tours are going to be scheduled and filmed, so the information will be available to all residents. And we're delighted that the restaurant manager position has been filled. Anna talked to us about the administrative team considering elevated entree items, for instance, a better steak or more seafood, etc. On the Mountain View menu, perhaps for an upcharge of $5 to $7. Could be a way to increase participation in Mountain View, and we'd appreciate receiving resident input on that idea. So if you have some comments, something you'd like to add, feel free to send an email to Anna or Chad or myself even, or don't stop us in the hall because we sometimes forget by the time we get where we're going. So be sure and put it in writing. You can do it on a culinary card, even comment card. So we would appreciate some input on that idea. Any questions? No? Well, thank you.
Okay, Pam Ellis, housekeeping.
Good morning. We met on November 25th, and Anna was there, and I just wanted to thank you for coming and thank you. It makes a difference, I think, and we feel more heard, and I really appreciate it. But I also want to thank everybody on the housekeeping committee and all of the housekeeping staff. we have had, just some numbers, we've had 302 deep cleanings that have been completed year-to-date by November 25th. And just a reminder, I'm sure you all remember, but your bi-weekly housekeeping is going to advance one day. If you're on Tuesday in 2025, you'll be on Wednesday in 2026. And in the apartments, the order will be reversed. So I was the second person in my cleaning this year in 2025. It was the second apartment to be cleaned. In 2026, I will be second to last. So, and cottages have a different schedule. It's not necessarily reversed. So you need to refer to the postings in the mail rooms. And East cottages can find postings in the kiosk, I guess by the mail or at the mailboxes. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and also, Anna provided at our meeting the information that the bi-weekly schedule for apartments is posted on K4 also. And I have found it there. I didn't see anything for cottages, so, but maybe I didn't look hard enough. And starting next year, the cleaning of the outside of the windows will be part of the deep cleaning process. So we will not have an outside contractor come in with a separate visit to your home. And we love this idea. Let's see. And that's really all I had. Anybody have any questions? Okay, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Well, Carol Ann Armstrong, landscaping. No report, huh? Okay. Dick Bergen is out of town, so there's no report for legislative. Life engagement, Karen.
Good morning. I didn't send any usual emails like I do to the floor reps because basically everything's the same so far because we just have a certain amount going into next year because y'all all know what's happening this month. But what I wanted to go over was our annual report so you kind of know what we've done. A big focus of the LEC for 2025 was to plan ahead with scheduling and booking. This goal was met as many of the year's concerts, shows, and other entertainment were booked before 2025 arrived. And now the featured entertainment is on the second and fourth Fridays of every month, and it allows for a consistent schedule. The current structure of the LEC has worked well with me as chair, Sandy as vice, plus other committee members, and Gail Werner for movies, Mary Bob Fox, and for Friday Morning Coffee, and Suzanne Eigel for the birthday luncheons. We'd like to see at least one cottage resident, and I think we actually have 2 cottage residents who will be coming to the committee next year. And looking back throughout 2025, the Life Engagement offered a wide variety of new entertainment and popular return engagements. These included tribute bands, concerts, special events, mixers, talent show, food trucks, a fabulous bridal salon, and so much more. We offered an expanded slate of trips and outings with good participation. John Bozarth, our new lead bus driver, has been a great addition. One challenge we had was finding innovative ways to publicize our events and activities while also reducing paper and ink. So y'all know all what we've been trying to do. And in October, we began putting a weekly half-page, what's happening, highlighting that week's main events in each mailbox. In addition, Vicki is utilizing K4 more for publicizing signups and payments. We'll end 2025 with a blowout New Year's Eve party featuring the high-energy Motown band, Bonafide, highlighted by the smooth harmonies and rhythmic grooves of the dazzling Paula Harris. Looking ahead, in a bid to boost attendance at Friday Morning Coffee in 2026, it will move to a monthly schedule. And we'll handle it, Vicki, Sue, Sandy, and the committee of who will be. So if you have anybody, let us know, any suggestions. And and it also on that Friday morning coffee that's once a month, we're planning to serve coffee and a light breakfast. So to make it a little more special so more people come. And a revival of the community newsletter, The Village Voice, is on tap for summer of 2026. The new Village Voice will be a digital publication distributed to all residents. We encourage residents with experience in writing, editing, publishing, and photography to join the team. The new Village Voice will be a digital publication distributed to all residents. Life engagement will keep the good times rolling throughout 2026. We've been working hard to plan and schedule New Year's activities. We should have most of 2026 mapped out before the new year begins. So, any comments? Thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Karen. Herb Paul, Maintenance and Safety.
Maintenance and Safety Committee met last Thursday, the 4th of December. Farrell Singleton will be the new chair next year. The installation of the charging station should take place the first quarter of 2026 and will be done in the visitor parking area in the outside the entrance. The carpet in west entrance to the bistro will be replaced with wood flooring, and quotes have been received, and this should take place the first quarter of 2026. The train garden will be made larger, and seating will be added in the area of the train garden, and this should take place the first quarter of 2026. The major portion of the agenda has been started or is scheduled for the first quarter of 2026. Are there any questions? If none, thank you very much. Merry
Thank you, Herb.
Christmas.
Aston, memorials.
Good morning. I wanted to thank the members of the Memorials Committee. They have worked hard to keep options for memorials available to our residents, and we've had a lot of participation in that area. I would like to also remember Ann LaGruer, who did come up with the idea of the Grove of Remembrance, and that has been a very successful memorial. one of our responsibilities has been the benches. And I just had someone tell me this morning that the bench is not a memorial bench, but one of the new benches that was outside of west exit that goes towards Misty Morning Way is missing. I had talked to Stephen about it. He had moved it at one time to see if it would be satisfactory for Sally, Sally, who, yes, if she would like that, but she chose the 6-foot bench. So that 4-foot bench never got back to the place. And so it is a bench that is used when you have a fire drill. A lot of people go out and sit there. They can't stand for very long. So we would really like to have that bench replaced. I had talked to Stephen. He didn't know what happened to it. So it has been placed somewhere else. But I think the need is really important. Also, we have new benches that were purchased this year, and there are 4 plaques that have never been put on them. We're waiting for those 4 plaques. I think Stephen maybe has 1 of them, but the other 3 have never been placed. So hopefully by the end of the year, we'll get those done. We have orders for 5 more memorial benches, and Stephen has put in an order for those, along with 3 more benches that will go, 2 in the front of West, and 1 will be added to East, along with 1 that Dot Perkle has purchased. So we'll have new benches in those 2 areas. And then the order has included the 6-foot benches, the 6 benches that will go in the chapel garden. So a total of 14 benches, I hope, have been ordered, and we'll be getting those pretty soon. Talking about the chapel garden, I don't know if any of you all have seen the fountain lit up. Did you see it lit? It looks really great. Alan Jackson has done a great job with that, and the covered pavilion is coming along. I did want to report that all of this has been funded by our residents. $180,000 had been given by the chapel funds that we have on hand. And then currently this year, we have raised enough to cover the total price of the renovation, redoing of the garden is $337,000 and $29.68. So we have had a lot of help from the residents, plus the chapel funds. Any questions? I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and thank you.
Thank you, Asden. Madam Secretary, do you have the report of the census?
Am I on? I have learned a lot in the last few days about the capacity and the occupancy of OBT in Willowbrook. The capacity was 60 and then 40 were additionally approved way back. We're sheltered, and of those 64 beds, we have 53 occupants, which means there's still room. In OBT, the capacity is 50, and we have 40 souls there. One interesting number I want to share with you, since we're in the season, I asked our chaplain if he could give me a recap of how many, and there's a printout that he has of which branch of service, how many gentlemen and ladies are in our midst that are veterans. Currently, there's 114 who have served. That's more veterans in one place than where my brother is in Alabama. So I think we have a significant force here of our occupancy. I asked him also how many there have been cumulative. And he started counting in 2018. He said from 01 to 17, there was a lot more, but he had recorded 101 deceased. So we have had a lot to go under our bridge, but we're going to recognize it next year.
Thank you very much. Campus improvement. Is it Karen or Kitty? Karen.
Good morning. I really don't have a report other than I hope everyone is enjoying all of the decorations. We've had a good time. We want to thank our committee and all those that helped, because it was a full-time job, and I appreciate it. But I hope I hope everyone has a blessed holiday.
Thank you. Employee Appreciation Fund. You'll hear today all kinds of numbers from folks. This is a truly generous campus. You'll hear from from the Samaritan Fund later. You've heard from the Chapel Fund, and the Employee Appreciation Fund this year raised more money than it ever has. And even though we did not meet the budget, and we didn't even meet the amount that we're going to give away, we still had record giving. And by the fact that we had surpluses in the past years, we were able to continue giving to the employees the maximum amount that we have scheduled. So that is continuing on. The one point of disappointment that I personally have is that only 70% of residents here give. There are many residents who give not once or twice, but 3 times the asking amount. And that is one reason that we're able to do as well as we are. I've asked myself, I woke up in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock, and I said, what could I say that would encourage those 30% to give? And frankly, I couldn't come up with an answer. I've heard the saying, acts ought to pay their employees so you don't have to ask me. Well, that doesn't ring anything with me. That's you don't go to a restaurant and say, I'm not going to give you. You ought to be paying your servers a living wage. Acts pays a very good wage. That's why we have so many excellent employees here. We even have employees who leave thinking they're going to greener grasses, and they come back because they realize how well they're treated here. So others will say, well, I don't really have any contact with these folks. Well, I'll admit that sometimes you may have only contact with housekeeping, personally. But housekeeping is all over the place. Who do you think vacuums the halls at night to keep them clean? The lobby, all that. Maintenance set up all these tables and chairs in here. So every time you turn around, our team members here are doing something to help support us. And I know a lot of you ask me, I don't understand it. Why do 30% not give anything? We're not alone. The other ACTS communities are in the pretty much the 70 to 80% range too. So it's not too late though. If you have a chance and still want to contribute, we'd love to have it because we're going to need some money next year. And I hope we could carry over a little bit from this year. Any questions on that? I want to make one final statement. Next Friday at 2:30 in here, we're going to be distributing checks to the team members. And you're all welcome to come. It's going to be 2:30, probably to 4:30. I know it's a long time, but their schedules of when people are here, the workforce, when they check in, when they can check out, means that we do need to stay here a little bit longer. It doesn't mean you all have to come and stay for 2 hours, but it would be nice if we could have a pretty good crowd to see them. What's nice about Employee Appreciation Fund over other charities is you get to know the people you're giving money to. Many charities, you know, if you give to United Way downtown or a food pantry, you probably don't know anybody that's going to be receiving the benefit of that gift. But here, you do. So I would urge you all to think about that, and hope to see you next Friday, 2:30 in here. And Jimmy?
Just before you move on,
Yeah.
so we're going to be providing snacks and drinks too, so I know that usually garners some resident attendance, so please come. It's actually starting at 1 o'clock with the team member. We're having a little team member gathering, and then just flowing into where they get their checks and that. So we're making a celebration of it.
Okay.
And we are doing Ugly Sweater Day for team members, but feel free to as well if you have one.
Okay. Samaritan Fund. Jimmy?
Thank you, Jess,
Okay.
and thank you for the opportunity to report to you on the status of your LVE Samaritans Fund. While the November 2025 books will not be closed until approximately December 15th, so we don't have an absolute, accurate, up-to-date number, but I am pleased to report to you that we currently have had $97,518 contributed toward our goal of $100,000. So we're close. And we feel fairly confident that we will be able to reach our goal by December 31st. This accomplishment is attributable to the outstanding commitment and hard work of the fine women and men who comprise the committee, and the generosity of our residents who have given so graciously to support the Samaritans Fund. I want to express my deep appreciation to all those members who served on our committee this past year, and to especially recognize 3 members of the 2025 Samaritans Committee who will not be returning to the committee in 2026. As you'll recall, our dear friend and committee member Mark Creviston passed on to his heavenly home in mid-2025 and is sorely missed. Virginia Chandler, who has served many years on the Samaritans Committee, is taking her well-deserved retirement from the committee. Ed Ziesness, who has also served many years on the Samaritans Committee, is taking his well-deserved retirement from the committee. I don't believe I've seen either of those present, but let's give them a hand for their service. For 2026, we'll be adding 3 new members to our committee. They will attend what will be our first 2026 meeting that'll be held on February the 5th, and we're really pleased to welcome those members. They are Pat Guthrie, Sally Darden, and Sue O'Neill. So we look forward to their service, and we know that they'll do a great job as well. Are there any questions? Well, if there are none, let me again say thank you for your support in 2025, and I wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Strother, did you have anything you wanted to say?
Of course. 2 things. All of our committee chairs are in place for next year. We're lucky that most of them are returning, and for that we're appreciative. We have a couple that have gotten replacements, and we're excited about that. We have the landscape committee that Cal Ann Armstrong does such a great job with. She does such a great job, nobody wants to succeed her. So she and I are discussing how that can be handled. But I'd also in the next few days, The sign-up booklets or sheets will be in the communications room. This will be publicized in the link. As representatives, I would encourage you to let people know, particularly new residents that may be not involved, let them know to pick a committee. On the sheet that you sign up for, it'll tell you when that committee meets, so people will know if they have a conflict. And it'll also, if they wanted to know what that committee was about, they could contact that, the chairman of that committee. And that'll be out for a couple of weeks, the last 2 weeks in December. Depending on the participation, we may leave it another week. But please let your all know, remind them about that. It'll be in the link. And finally, as you all know, odd number halls get new representatives, first, third, and fifth. I'm sure you guys are well aware of that, but you guys need to be, unless you want to serve again, you need to be finding a replacement. First, third, and fifth, and East Cottages. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Strother. As most of you realize, July the 4th, 2026 represents the 250th anniversary of our country. And there is going to be a celebration here and nationwide. The chair of our committee is our secretary, Caroline Mixon, and our honorary chair is retired General Guy LeBeau, and we're ready to start.
Well, good morning, America, and good morning, LVE. Another great day, nice and brisk. 10 years ago, the House of Representatives established the America 250th Commission to nationally celebrate our 250th birthday of America. Planning events are already in motion. Each state has established a commitment to honor the importance and reaction from 1775 to 1783 in the American colonies. If you go online, you can see the Georgia 250th Commission and what they are doing as part of that. I'm here and we're here to announce that Lanier Village Estates has an America 250 committee. As we've already heard, our chairman is Caroline Mixon, honorary chairman, duties to be assigned, and those members that are going to do the work, please stand up. Let's give a little applause here. What I see always is those that have done something, continue to contribute, will always continue to contribute, and I thank you for that service. So what will happen over the next 6 months to celebrate and the events of that occasion? Each month we will have what is known as a Patriot's Path, which we will feature different events celebrating or discussing or examining our road from 1775 to 1783. Now, this is where you come in, and we really want to enlist the support of all the LVE members. And part of that support will be much as the ladies did for the wedding dress, where They went into the closets, went into the storage bins, and found things that told them about the past in that kind of venue. We will be asking you the same thing. Many of you have items. It's not necessarily military related, documents, letters, items. As my wife calls it, I call it memorabilia. She calls it junk. I said, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's three categories. There's memorabilia. There is stuff. You know what stuff is? Stuff is just one level below memorabilia. I call it memorabilia, but stuff. And then we have junk, which is at the bottom. Now, I don't know how much you have in the bottom category, but I have a cabinet full of it over here in the storage place. So we're going to ask you to take time and present that. We will set up tables and things so that you can properly display it. And we'll have a time and period that you can stand there if you like and explain what is there as people come by and look at it. So I'm looking forward to that. If you have had the opportunity to look at the new pavilion area, you will see that the 6 branches of service medallions have been attached. I missed it last night. I normally always go over to that place and look at it, and last night I said, no, there's nothing happening, so I walked right past it. So I'm going to go as soon as I finish and look at it. But I just tell you, from the bottom of my heart, of an old guy that's a veteran and representing other veterans, what we are doing here, not only for the residents and what that pavilion will mean, and its idea of a place to sit and have some silence and solace and just enjoy life or have a conversation. And secondarily, to represent those that have served our country so well. So thank you, and many of you have given a lot. So the first start of this is a loan of a revolutionary style snare drum courtesy of Riverside Academy, and President Dr. Britt Daniels allowed us to use that today. So we're off and running in January, and thank you, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, is there any new business anybody can think of? Is there a motion to adjourn? Second. All in favor? Meeting is adjourned.